Deliver room, deliver room, deliver room, deliver room, deliver room, deliver room, deliver room.
Deliver room, what's going on? And welcome back to Deliver Room. I am your main man, Mr. Starvin Artist.
And this is your boy Jay Allen. And this is becoming like a repetitive thing this season, but we are missing none other than Buddy.
Just when I started to like him too.
You know what? We're gonna have to Porsche him and make him a friend of the living room. Yeah, so
and maybe you'll get upgraded again next season. We'll see.
Maybe.
We'll
so
see.
Buddy, hopefully he'll be back next week. But you know, he is trying it. He's on some old Shannon Doherty come when he wants to kind of thing. So we will see.
I love you, Shannon. I really, really do.
And she has breast cancer right now.
She has breast cancer.
We'll pray for you.
Yes,
guys. But in his place, we have our number one fan all the way from ATL. Mr. Jaye.
Hey, fantastic.
Oh, wait a minute. He's going to bring a whole bottle of
bearing gifts.
Absolutely, yes.
Oh my God. That is too much.
No, this is going to be the turn-up episode of The Living Room.
Is that how y'all do down in Atlanta?
Well, here's the thing though. I'm a longtime fan, first time host. Or
He
or
is.
guest
He's
host. Yeah.
he's always in the comment section.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm here to share my love and life experiences with you guys and to as far as these episodes for sure to have a good damn time with you guys.
All right. Well, we're going to help you out.
I was about to say, can we like a makeup?
Yeah, so there we go.
I-
Your track was showing.
I had a conversation the other
Okay.
day about hair and makeup and wardrobe and
Yeah, so we're going to get started here.
He's getting a little bit long. The Living Room.
Yes, with Empire. We're going to start off with Empire. So, on Empire, the FBI has raided not only Empire, but Lion Dynasty as well, because the Roxanne is on a mission to find something that she can use against Lucius. So she's raiding all that and everything, and just trying to find some kind of answers. And so, in an effort to show solidarity and not to give the prosecutor any, reason for cause, Jamal and Hakeem decide that they're going to do a video together.
It was awful too.
Yeah, it was kind of like a Rhythm
awful.
Nation.
It was very
I was just like
1991.
yes. But you know what I loved about it was the theme about it, and it was like a Black Lives Matter kind of theme, and so I thought that was kind of cool.
I didn't get that either from the video at all.
They were up there like power to the people, and they had on their fatigue and stuff like that. It was just like, we matter. We're gonna fight for the cause.
Yeah, but I don't know. This seems to be Empire's recurring theme this season with the Black Lives Matter, which I believe is a very important movement. I feel like they're using it, they're kind of exploiting it more so. I don't feel like it's sincere in their approach. I feel like they just want to be a part of a movement.
No, I don't think so. I love that they're like hitting on the Black Lives Matter movement, because I think so often when you have a platform like that you should be able to present different messages across. And I think that that's like the perfect opportunity when you not only have a large contingency of Black people listening, but you have white people, Hispanic people, Asian people, a lot of people to say that Black Lives Matter, and you're like putting it there. So I love that.
I feel like the episode did not convey that at all.
What?
And I didn't get it at all. Like I felt like the purpose of the video for the show was to
show that there was solidarity between
Exactly.
the family. It wasn't about the campaign
At all.
But it was, because they were like power to the peopling.
No, well,
sure.
that's what they said.
But that's what I said.
That's not what it did not like. It did not like give a movement of the actual purpose.
Well, we didn't
at
see
all.
the whole video. We just saw them shooting a portion of the video.
What we did see was them on top of, it was like a California Love 2015. That's what it was, and then the brothers ended up getting into a fight halfway through the video. But it's like going back to the Free Lucius concert that they had in the first episode about his Black Lives Mattering. Lucius is a killer. Lucius should be in jail.
But the general public doesn't know that, and so what they're doing is spinning it to be like, we're still gonna make us look good.
We're
and
still gonna make us look
but
good
then you're also
at the expense of the Black Lives
not at
Matter
the expense. It's a win-win because we're gonna make us look good, but we're gonna also convey this message that Black Lives Matter and that you can't just when you arrest people in general, that you can't just do whatever you want to do. There's laws and rules, that regulations that the people in authority have to follow.
But ultimately for me, no. I mean, I think it's in keeping with, in mind of Cookie and Lucius, their marketing scheme. I mean, I'm not by any means. I know that what they're trying to do is very strategic. They're getting a part of something that's powerful at the time to get their product out there. So I get it as a marketing major. Hey, University of Maryland.
Yes, and speaking of this whole theme, Cookie gets arrested while she's on set, and she gets put into police, and she also kind of says, if I die in police custody, I did not commit suicide, as a kind of nod to Sandra Bland and that movement and different things like that as well too. And so I love that moment there.
I feel you. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, and it was just like, I love that moment. And then, so she goes there, and Roxanne is basically talking to her and basically pressuring her and blackmailing her, basically like, you're going to give me some information on Lucius. And Cookie's like, I'm not a snitch, bitch. And so... so what Cookie does is a win-win for herself as well too. So Cookie basically says that she is going...
It's all about the strategy.
Yeah, it's the strategy, because she was like, what is the goal? This woman wants some information, but I'm not going to give some legitimate information. But what do I want to get out of this? I want to get out of jail because Roxanne threatens to release Andre's medical records.
And here's the deal with that, though. Andre has I don't know if that's a threat that you could hold over me. That my son has bipolar. I mean, that's not necessarily like my son is a homicidal maniac.
But then that also goes to the stigma of mental health. That right now, like, people think mental health as a negative thing and different things like that, as like, oh no, it's so taboo if you have mental health, especially in the Black community. So to say like, oh, I'm bipolar, or oh, I'm this or that, it really has a negative connotation. And with Andre really trying to make a name for himself in the business world and different things like that, as long as it has that negative connotation,
to be fair, I mean, it should be, because you're having someone who is in control of, like, he's the CFO, Chief Financial Advisor, Officer of the others. Well, now he is again, though, true, because he just came back from control. I mean, but that's who they know him as. So I mean, he's he is the person who's in charge of all non-financial obligations for the company. Absolutely. So if there's someone who cannot, make firm decisions or have decisions that are uncharacteristic.
Well, we saw that in the last season. He can't make them decisions. Andre be going off.
Well, no, I think nothing that just because his diagnosis didn't really prevent him from doing a job and different things like that, and I think that's part of the problem.
You don't remember that episode when he was throwing the basketballs around
that
the
was
boardroom?
a more emotional breakdown that he had there, but it didn't prevent him from doing a good job. Empire is where he is in part to a lot of work that he has put into it.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
then for people to, again, that goes back to the stigma, be like, oh, you have a mental illness, so you can't do this job, or you can't do this job, or different things like that. When people with mental illnesses can live healthy lives and live productive lives and still work and different things like that.
Sure.
And you can't
Half
be like,
of us
oh,
out here got mental illnesses. I'm not questioning that by any means. I'm talking about Andre's not somebody who doesn't take his medication. First of all, he's off and on with that. And he's digging up bodies in the woods.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Andre goes to Lucius and basically is like talking to him, and it's basically like, hey, if I can make your court case go away, will you let me come back to Empire? Because Andre has been begging to come back to Empire. This is his third time in 4 episodes that he's come back. So Lucius finally gives him a ray of hope. So he's like, yeah. So that's when he tells Rhonda to go, that we can go and dig up this body. And he's got poor little pregnant Rhonda up in there with a shovel and digging up holes. Like, oh my God. And then
terrible.
You could really show like that now he's starting to hear voices, because he's like, oh, the voice of God told me that I'm supposed to go back to Empire. So that's kind of like a cause of concern too, because it's probably some of his symptoms, that are starting to show up. So that's when they go out, and then he's like, "Oh, there's a hole in the tree. This is my marker." But Rhonda points out all these trees.
Every single tree.
And so that's when the Lucius and the lawyer come.
Since you brought it to the party, I might
Oh
as well.
my God! Look at that. Oh, fix it, Jesus.
Fix the living room.
Oh my God. So but they was kind of about it because they pull up the body and they put it up.
Determination will do that.
Okay, they find this body and then they put it up in the passenger side of Roxanne's car.
Yeah, Roxanne needed all of that because Roxanne is one of the most irritating prosecutors I've ever seen.
Sure. And we didn't get to talk about how Cookie ends up getting out of getting out of the holding, because she basically tells Roxanne that Lucius and Bunky were arguing over Apex, which is really important for her because this wasn't a real story,
right.
But Lucius is holding the Apex deal over her head to keep her off the radio, so now it holds that still, and now she's on
very well done.
Oh yeah,
it was perfect. Very
perfect. So Jamal's boyfriend is a little jealous because there's a photographer that's doing a story for Rolling Stone for him, and he's jealous of the photographer. I'm over Jamal's boyfriend because
Michael. I'm over Michael. Yes, because Michael always has a problem with something.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what they say. It's your last time. I'm like,
and Jamal's not checking for the photographer, dude. I mean, not that I saw. So you're mad that your famous boyfriend, who's
garnering attention, period.
Well, he's a big artist now,
right?
And he's the head of Empire Records. So he's going to get noticed by a whole lot of people. And if you can't take that, that's not the role you need to be in.
Hello? Because Jamal needs to be hollering at me because he don't have to come home. As long as that paycheck comes home every other Friday, then I am good to go. So,
Mr. J. Allen.
I'm just saying. Yeah, so we're going to move on to how to get away with murder.
How you get away with one wig a season.
Yeah.
Because
She has been getting it though because she's
had more than one wig on this year.
Yeah, she has. She's had several wigs. Yeah, because we talked about the one wig where she was up in the club, twerking it with the kids.
The club wig. That was that was she should wear to the course.
Let's save the last dance wig. Okay. So
Kerry Washington.
Okay, hello. Right.
That's hilarious.
And so again, I'm loving how it opens up by giving us a bit more of the story each time. And I'm sure they'll do near the mid-season finale, they'll do just one episode that shows you all the way through so that you can see. But now we find out a little bit more about what's going on with Annalise because she was lying down to the floor, shot up, and the paramedics came and got her.
Shut up.
And so now she's in care.
She's in transport.
Right.
Like they about to she's like on the last.
She's on her way
last rites.
Grace Sloan Memorial Hospital.
Oh my God.
And but then the black boy from the main story, the brother and sister story, may have something to do with it. No, not West.
Not West. The
black Asian.
The Asian.
Nate.
Trout.
No.
I'm sorry. Who am I missing right now?
You're missing the
case.
The case, the trial with the brother and sister accused of murdering their parents.
Oh, Kendrick. I'm sorry, that's his real name. I don't know his character name, but he's another amazing actor. I love him.
Even our guest stars don't know the names of these people on these shows. One of these days we're gonna learn the names. We sorry, y'all.
People.
But he's a dope, amazing actor. I'll give him that credit.
And apparently he's very attractive because everybody keeps on talking about it during the episode. I mean, like you hear this person, that person, that talking about, oh my God, he's so cute.
No, he's talented. That's
ain't nobody caring about no talent.
He's a talented dude. Like he sings as well.
All I know is I went to Instagram. I was like. My thumb still got a cramp from double tapping.
But yes.
Check your DM, Kendrick. Anyway, Nate's wife kind of calls Viola because she wants to. What do you call that when people want to kill themselves?
Assisted suicide.
But it's a word for that.
Kevorkian.
I don't know. Somebody know. Please let me know.
What's that like? Euphemism? It's not.
Yes, Euthanasia?
Euthanasia, there we go, yeah.
Is that right?
But
Yeah,
euthanasia,
right,
but that typically comes from the medical people. Though. It can't
Exactly,
come from.
right.
It would come from some woman off the street.
I mean, but that's basically what she's trying to do, to kill her by
Yeah.
basically doing that same kind of thing.
But yeah, it's just a different term. But euthanasia comes from the medical folks.
Child, there is so much. Shonda, what is going on in your life? Do you need
I mean, well, she's been writing a medical
show.
show for a number of years, so she might as well.
She is very disturbed. What else happened? So the brother and sister, we learned a little bit more about their case because they were accused of being lovers and different things like that. But then we find out that the Asian girl, she is a virgin because she goes to Olivia Benson goes and takes her to the doctor, and he tells that she's a virgin.
Interesting.
Right. And so they're not sleeping together, so that's a good
But
sign.
I mean, but that
It doesn't mean that it's
it
not
doesn't-
sleeping
it
together.
doesn't. It doesn't mean that they're
Right.
not having a relationship either.
Exactly, right.
But
It doesn't.
I mean, it doesn't. You're right.
Mhm.
But and I still think that there's something that because she was a little bit too quick to want to
And
go over
clearly,
there.
he's very much aware of her attraction to him, for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they're attracted to each other apparently, so it's not just one-sided. It's a double-sided
Fair
thing.
enough.
And then so what I'm also liking about this season is that we have the ongoing story that we don't really know what is happening, that we're seeing from the end through the beginning. I like that we have this ongoing story that we get a little bit more
Sure. Yeah.
with the brother and sister. And then I like that she actually solves like a
She's
case.
actually a lawyer.
Yeah, she's actually
because she has
solving
more
cases.
than one case at this at the
Right,
same
right.
time.
And so I'm loving that. And so the case this time is that a girl kind of kills her friend, but
That
she
was
says,
killing me. That shit was hilarious. Go
yeah,
for it.
she basically says that her friends kind of forced her to kill her. So it's kind of like a Jawbreaker-esque kind of
I
thing.
felt that too. Like,
I
very
like
much of that movie.
Jawbreaker.
Yes.
It was.
Oh
a
my
great movie.
God, but
well, not a great movie.
talking
but
about
it was funny.
Jawbreaker, why would you think that you could put a Jawbreaker up in somebody's mouth and cover their mouth and think this nigga is going to live? Like, that is crazy.
I mean, well, it's just air escaping the side.
Honey,
oh,
you
you
could-
it
you-
It was a huge jawbreaker.
It was a jawbreaker.
Yeah, it was
Did you ever
huge.
eat a jawbreaker before?
I'm familiar, yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
You cannot stick that in your mouth and it be stuck in your mouth and you'll die.
That was a good
They
one.
take her mouth.
Die
Hey, Rose
specifically
McGowan.
from a
Yes, Rose, hey girl.
Hey, Rose.
Yeah,
You don't
the power
die
of
specifically
three
from a
will set
jawbreaker.
us free.
Because your jaw doesn't really break from
well-
No, it goes. It's too big,
It's too
and
big
she
for your
couldn't
mouth,
breathe,
yeah,
and
she
it
couldn't
got
breathe.
stuck in her throat, and they cut off her airway.
well,
That's why
it
she
got
died.
some kind of throat. They push it down. That's why she died.
No, they put it in her mouth and cover her mouth, and they put her in the
Well,
throat.
I ain't seen that movie since 1999.
I have it on my DVR.
What was funny, I thought the actress that played the young girl on trial was great.
Her name is Amy.
Which one? The
Oh,
the
no, no,
killer
no.
or
Yeah,
the
the killer.
friend?
The
Okay.
killer.
Yeah, that was interesting.
She has.
I was
she-
kind of surprised.
I
But
don't know if my
I'll-
friend could convince me to kill another friend.
Nobody could.
It was
Nobody
really-
can convince me to kill anybody. But if you're not mentally well, then people can make suggestions. But that wasn't even the case with this case right here. She was the ringmaster or leader. But Annalise, of course, in her
This
attempt
is a
to.
happy thing.
Is
You
it?
can't put
Really?
this up if it's not
Is that-
happy.
That's like, hey,
We don't have a sad one today.
We used no.
Yeah.
I'm this precious Lord. That used to make me sad.
I know, Beyonce.
Used to make me sad. Beyonce, don't ever do that again.
Don't
but
talk about me.
oh, I love me some Beyonce. I was listening to Flaws and All today on the
She
car.
went to
I
the
was like,
Janet concert and went with Blue Ivy and went backstage because the
Why?
Baby is part of the Rhythm Nation.
She saw Janet dancing in all that fabric.
She was like, ooh, I'ma steal that move.
Oh,
I'ma steal this
that
move.
fabric.
She was like, one, she got her phone up. She was like, yes, it's for my next tour.
Oh,
Got this whole opening segment.
So it's like a tribute to.
This gonna be in my
Janet.
next video.
Tribute to Janet.
Oh,
But
Beyonce.
but back to this case. Yeah, I mean, I think that it spoke to a lot of the mentality that youth have because they were. I don't want to say it was bullying, but I mean there was a lot of. It was a cult sort of thing, like a cult mentality that a bunch of young girls get together and decide who is in and who is not, and who should live and who should die.
There's a video that surfaced because Laurel steals the girl's phone and finds out that's how they found out that she was the one behind it. And so she had this kind of hidden away app thing where you can hide stuff
Hey,
and
keep
different
safe.
things like
Does
that.
that mean that she was
What
she
is
was
keep
behind
safe?
it?
Keepsake is a place where you can store your videos, your
In plain sight.
adventures.
So is that what you have on your
I have a
phone?
keepsake on my phone.
What's in your keep safe? Child.
Everybody should have a keepsake because people's phones be getting lost.
I don't
and
have
stuff.
nothing in my phone that if it got lost or somebody went through it that it would be like, oh my god, like you shouldn't see that.
Well, I mean, yeah. Hey, I have a keepsake. Okay.
Yes, but listen, I just see. This is why you cannot trust people these days because they be having these apps where you can hide stuff and do all this stuff, and it's just a hot mess. Like this is so crazy.
Hey, real life keeps on happening.
Lordy be. Anyway, so Viola and the parents are basically like, get rid of the video, don't show it, and so they do all the work to get rid of the video. But in court the next day, the video still surfaces up. So
Yes.
we find out later that the gay dude gave
Oh my God. His name is
Connor. And Viola finds out, and she is pissed. Annalise finds out, and she is pissed. And she's basically, because he's like second guessing him working there because he's still kind of messed up as anybody would be about the murder. So Viola's basically like, look, you ever mess up one of my cases again? She was like, you thought that, she was like, there was not only blood here, but there was blood in your car that I still have. And because he thought that the car was gotten rid of and different things like that. So she's like, don't try me, because Annalise is a very smart woman. So she's not going to just get rid of stuff. So she's like, look, you know, you can go down for this if you want to, but don't play me.
But you know what that would make me do though? I would get as far away from that woman as possible. I mean, these kids are tied to all of Annalise's problems at this point.
I feel like it's a choice.
We know the inside personal parts of Annalise, but to the outside world, Annalise is a very well respected, high, attorney that, gets the job done and well respected. So working with her and for her really gets you cred in your career. So being able to work with one of the top, if not the top lawyer in Philadelphia, or arguably probably the East Coast, it's going to look good for my career.
That would all stop for me at murder though. I don't care anything about anything else, but it's
so
murder.
we done already murdered, so ain't nothing that I can do.
You're past.
Yeah, you're past that. Ain't nothing I can do, so I might as well get something out of this. So I'm gonna keep going.
Wow. Now we know what people would do in given a certain situation.
I'm just saying.
I stop at murder. I don't cross that line.
That Asher is in trouble over Tiffany, and
Did we find out what it is that he's in trouble?
We don't know
We
yet.
still don't know.
We still don't know. So that'll be one of those
I'm still
things that
trying to
will
Episode 4, yeah,
right
we still have
unravel.
I'm trying. I'm trying. guys.
And so he's going to basically testify to say that Viola killed Sam because he's actually the only one that wasn't there that night. The rest of the
He
kids
doesn't
were there.
know.
And so he doesn't really know what really happened. He just kind of strongly thinks that Viola has something to do with it. But Bonnie comes and basically like, no, I did it. And so now he's probably not going to testify because that's his boo thing and he don't want her to go to jail. So that was
How to Get Away with Murder.
So-
ABC, 10 p.m. on Thursday.
Yes.
TGIT.
Let's move on to
TGIT.
hot topics.
They are
so hot.
So hot.
Hot topics. They so hot.
So hot topics. They so hot. Hot topics. They so hot. It's the extended version.
Okay, I was wondering.
Hot topics.
Oh, hey.
Poke on this stomach. Poke on this stomach.
Hey.
Free
Well, these topics are so hot, we had to give you all the long version.
The long version, yes.
So let's see what's scorching out there in the world.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about Bill Cosby and Ebony magazine? What's going on with that?
That was good.
So you know what? So Bill Cosby, has been in the news for the past, I guess, almost 2 years regarding the allegations of drugging and rape and inappropriate activities with women for the past 40 years. Ebony magazine, major national publication, actually decided to print the cover of an old picture of the Cosby Show from their first seasons. They didn't have Sandra on the picture. You see that? They didn't have Sandra on there, and it's called the Family Issue. But on this cover, it's a broken frame essentially. So they have the picture of the family, and it's cracked right in the center of where Bill or Heathcliff Huxtable's face was with the show. And a lot of people, and myself included, I'll go and throw it out there, I think it was disrespectful. Not just because of the fact that I don't, why? I mean, why? And also, this show was important to a lot of people. This show was important to me.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And the fact that it was a black thing, because first of all, the Cosby Show is a sitcom series. It has nothing to do with Bill Cosby and his personal life. It's not a reality show about him and his family. It's a show that did so much good for the African American community that opened the possibilities of people's minds of what they could be and
it
achieve
did well
and
for
different things like that.
expanding the black,
Yeah, I mean,
for people, the world in general, because
yes.
they got to see black people in a different
light.
Yeah.
And I mean, for a black publication to really come down on such a show that really did so much for black people in general, it's just so beyond me that they would do something like that.
Well, it's also very Ebony. Ebony doesn't usually do things like that. They're not.
Right,
They're not like a tabloid magazine.
For them to take it off of air, I sort of get that. But
Also have a that. But it's messed up them other people's money.
Right, it does because
Felicia Rashad's like, I ain't getting that.
Not even. What about Tempest? Felicia is probably good.
I guess it's not even about that. I mean, it's more so about the idea that a work that I was a part of is now considered invalid because of one of my co-stars.
Yes, and Malcolm Jamal Warner was actually on The View,
Yes, he
and they
was.
asked him about that, and he was basically said the same thing. He felt that the legacy is being tarnished, because of people, associating Bill Cosby's personal life with his professional life.
It's a job.
Yeah. So, I'm very surprised at Ebony, but we'll see how this case unfolds. So let's talk about our topic of the day. Yeah.
Is that a new thing? Topic of the day?
Who knows? We'll see.
Topic of the week.
Of the week.
Yes.
Right. Yes, of the week, because this is a weekly show. So, question. I was watching The View the other day. I think it was I was watching The View, and they posted a question. Do you still follow your exes on social media after you guys break up? What do you guys think? Do you still follow exes on social media?
I've said it repeatedly on this show. All of my exes are my friends, and I don't go off and I don't follow them. Follow them means that somehow you're like going
follow
to their page.
like your friend.
Checking for them.
Right. I mean, it's the term follow.
Right, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I know exactly what you're saying, but I mean by follow means like I'm about, and that's, I guess that's the difference. Do I delete them because we're no longer together? No. Am I going to the page to see what they're doing? No.
So why are they still on your page then?
Don't cost me nothing.
Okay, so
Because
you still
likely I
follow.
won't see you.
So you still follow? Yeah.
Well, it's not gonna
Yes,
make
I
a
know.
difference for me because I don't see you on my page. Period. Like, so if
No, I mean, and that's what I mean. So I mean, Facebook is one thing, but like Facebook, I have 2,000 friends.
We're not just talking about Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
I think
Snapchat.
I think it matters though. I mean, the different platforms because of the view. Like, I see you regularly because we interact regularly.
Right.
But if I were to say somebody that I dated in high school, I don't see them in my feed. They're still my friend on. I mean, as far as my count goes. But I don't know.
Listen, Linda. You're about to be deleted, blocked. I'm not talking to you. If we break up, we broken up for a reason. So we don't need to. I don't need to communicate.
You get broken up for a reason, and everything still be okay.
No.
Yeah.
Bye boo. Delete. Blocked. Like, I don't need to see you on my feed. You don't need to be on my page. We don't need to be friends. You can go about your way. I don't care what happens to you. Anything. Holla. Thank you for your services.
Yeah, that's not my philosophy with life. I'm okay with everybody. And now if you done something to me, then that's one thing. But if we just broke up because it just wasn't working out, I'm not mad at you for that. I'm not upset about that. Things don't work out sometimes, and I'd be like, okay, well, you're still a great person, and I want to see if you receive the award for excellence at your job. And I'm like, oh, like that. It's okay.
In the wise words of Shawnee, thank you for your services. Goodbye. So, that an interesting thing I saw in the Essence magazine that basically said that, women don't think that men aren't as caught up in breakups and isn't as affected as breakups as you think. Because there's a new study that basically says that it was done by this college in London, and they surveyed over 5,000 people and basically said that women suffer more emotional anguish, but men also take a longer time to recover from a breakup if they even ever recover. And then it goes on, their conclusion of the study basically says that women invest more into a relationship, choosier about their potential mates, so the loss feels more devastating, as opposed to men where they compete with one another for a woman's attention. So when they lose a good one, they have to go through a few relationships to comprehend what they lost with an ex.
That's fair.
So do you think that it's harder for men when they break up in a relationship?
I mean,
I've never been a woman, so I don't really.
But I mean, it's not the fact that if you've ever been a woman or not, but the perception is that when men break up, that they're not affected.
And that's, I think that's a ridiculous perception, because at the end of the day, men are people too. So, if you were involved in something that you cared about and that you invested into, I don't know why you wouldn't feel the loss or the pain of that situation not continuing. So, the whole idea that men are somehow more or less emotionally tied to the relationships is, I think, it's not accurate. Now, I know that it's easier for men to perhaps go on and do something else than it is for women. As far as, say, I break up with you today and I'm able to start something else a week from today, and women, it may take a little bit longer to do that. But I don't, to say that it didn't affect you as much is, I think, inaccurate. It's just
right, and the study actually says that about men, because they're saying that men, it takes them longer to recover if they ever recover. And they said one of the things that men do is that they go, when you see a man posting pictures and stuff like that with his new boo and different things like that, it's just his way of, trying to, not retaliatory, but trying to move on,
look at
and different
me,
things like that.
I'm doing good without you. That's a new song.
Oh my God. No, but it's their way of trying to move on and different things like that, and replace it and different things like that. But it's their quest and their search to try to replace that. So, I thought that was very, very interesting. I think, I think it's, like you said, it's really probably, I can see why for a woman where they put a lot into that, they're more choosier about who they pick. Dudes are just like, hey, look, she's hot. I'm gonna compete with another guy, and then hopefully I get that, and then that's
here's the thing. I don't think that men are not choosy. Now, men are maybe less choosy about people who they have quick dalliances with, but people that they're going to be in a relationship with, men are very particular about that. They don't just get with anybody. Not to say that I'm going to be in a relationship with you. Spend time with you. Like I'm gonna work on it. Like cohabitate. We're gonna go out to dinner together every night. Those
are very strong choices.
And men.
I'm just telling y'all what this survey of 5,000 people said. From
well,
different
you know
countries.
what? Well, I'm just saying. Well, I've been a man all my life, and I've known a lot of men, and I've known a lot of people, and yeah, men. For relationships, men don't just be like, hey, look at you, I'm gonna take you. No, because men are more guarded and things like that. So if you're going to
and it's funny
be with
because
somebody,
those studies sound like that though. Those studies sound like dudes are have absolutely no care or give any.
It's just not true. I've never known a man that would just be like.
Okay,
exactly.
so question: is there a relationship that you've had in the past that you find yourself still trying to get over, or that still has a profound effect on you that you're still trying to move from that situation? And if so, how long ago was that relationship?
That's not currently the case for me now.
What about you?
What about me? That's a funny question, and there's just so many different variables in that situation too. Like even answering the question, I can't answer that question.
What do you mean? You can't?
I can't.
Have you been in a relationship before? Yes.
I have. Yes.
Okay.
Am I still trying to get over it? Of course.
But what about you?
Me? I would definitely say that sure. If I've been in a relationship with people and different things like that, I can see how it would affect me because I probably would be one of those.
Does it? You can see how this does
that was my
affect you.
question.
Yeah.
I ain't never been in a relationship.
So, do we have credits to roll here on the living room? I cannot.
Yeah.
All the rest of us get to be so real on the show. Y'all